People say, do as I do, not as I say. Or, why do people say opposites attract? There are two things that I've never heard anyone explain why they say them. And obviously, because they're popular, seeded mindsets, lifestyle quotations, and they're so popular, they came from a real meaning, they come from a real reason. Opposites attract, you might guess. I've just forgotten the other thing. Hold on 1 second. Do as I do, not as I say. So why do people say do as I do, not as I say? It's because people forget to teach you the things that they do. And they don't say them, so they never teach you exactly what they want you to do and exactly how they live their lives if you find them to be your idol. Some people don't like their parents and don't think their parents were a perfect idol. I think my mother is my idol. Steadfast. She's steadfast, she's strong-minded, she's ignorant where it is important to be ignorant. Under serenity, she will act fast. Without serenity, she will be slow. And she says she taught me things such as you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. If you were told to stick your hand in the fire, would you do it? You got to know when to run. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. Wait 1 second. Opposites attract. Why do people say that? Well, proceed. It's a seed in the mind that people will talk about. But who made the seed? I don't know. And why is it such a popular thing that's said? Do the people that say it know what it means, or do they not know what it means? I think I know what it means. It means that if you're an opposite, there's plenty to do in a relationship, plenty of activity. If there's no wind, row. There's a picture I'll show in a second that will talk to you about if there's no wind, row. So if opposites attract, there will be wind. There will always be wind, limitless amount of wind. Whereas if you're not an opposite, the attraction, there won't be a limitless amount of wind, and then it becomes a stagnant relationship, and it becomes boring, and it becomes difficult to do. So not everyone is for everyone. So somebody that's like me actually is good for me, because opposites attract. Anybody that's like me is opposite, because I'm quite high on the autistic spectrum. I think a bit more than Asperger's and a bit lower than autistic. But I don't really care about that. I enjoy it because it makes me indifferent to what other people think and believe, and that my own beliefs deserve to be respected, whether other people believe in whatever they believe. Anyway, so here we go about the prospectus that opposites attract. It is true, right? So you get into a relationship with somebody who's a bookworm. They love reading, and you hate reading. Well, then their task is to bring you around to the fact that reading is okay and that you can read with them, or that you both can read. Isn't that why an opposites attract then? There's tasks and there's plans to be made. What if the both of you like reading? Well, then you just sit there both reading. Well, that's not a relationship. That's a relationship with a book. Do you see why the opposites attract and why it's said? In case you've never known, that's why it's said. I'll give one more example. One person likes to watch TV box sets. So whenever there's a box set of a TV show released, one person likes to watch the whole box set. The other person hates box sets and hates TV altogether. Well, the person that loves it would be able to spend their time getting the other person in to enjoy the box set, to enjoy watching the box set together. And then that's a relationship, because they've malleable. It's been a malleable experience to have this person go in to your life and take respect to your life, and then to cling on to the things that you like, and then the effort you might have to make to keep them interested. So opposites attract is true. So don't be afraid to be malleable whenever opposites attract. Do not be afraid to be malleable as possible when opposites attract. I would kill two birds with one stone, and I would love any comments to be made, or you to share this video with people that you might think don't know anything about do as I do, not as I say, and opposites attract. I'll give a quick recap. Do as I do, not as I say, is because people will teach you things, but forget to teach you things. So if you do as they do, not as they say, the things that they forget to teach you, you will be able to do yourself. One example, my mother, when she heard somebody in the family was pregnant, would spend the next 9 months, or however many months, buying different little bits and pieces and knitting different little bits and pieces for this baby that's going to be born. Now, that would be do as I do, not as I say. Now, whenever I hear that a friend has something important coming up, I last minute start thinking about what am I going to do. And unfortunately, being a person who lives in poverty, I'm not able to do anything, and it ends up collapsing, and I end up doing nothing. She was able to manage her poverty as well as do the right thing. That if somebody tells you there's a pregnant woman in the family or in the circle of friends, then you spend the next 9 months caring about them and ensuring that within that 9 months, you have a package, a surprise, presents, gifts that you for that child being born. That is what do as I do, not as I say. If my mother had ever have told me that, I would be a lot more prepared for things in life that I wasn't prepared for, and I do not blame her. God bless her. She's 73 years old, and I'm really afraid that we'll never talk again. But let's not forget that there is the opportunity that she will talk to me again. The second thing was, hold on a second. Second thing was opposites attract. One example, my ex-fiance, husband-to-be, the one that stuck a fake ring on my finger. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. Well, he did, and he liked it, and he must have put a ring on it, and I liked it too. It all went wrong. But maybe because of our differences. He liked playing computer games, and I didn't. But I would enforce him to go off the computer and do something with me instead. Now, instead of me letting him become a personal effort to be malleable towards what he likes, I didn't respond to his effort to just play the games and expect me to play along with him. Instead of playing the games, he could have been influencing me, making it a malleable situation, but obviously that's not the type of person he was. He was a leader that was quietly leading me towards supporting his video gaming. I kept shouting at him for it, and he started to think I was being controlling. I wasn't being controlling, I was just confused that his behaviour was the opposite to mine. So opposites do attract. Unfortunately, it broke the relationship because, that opposite do attract thing didn't work, did it? It didn't work whenever he couldn't understand me because I was an opposite, and he couldn't understand, and I couldn't understand him because he was an opposite. Because in the case of me being the gamer, I would say to him, right, well, why don't you play games with me 1 hour per day, and then we'll do what you want to do for the next hour. He wasn't like that. He would just sit and play the computer game and expect me to get involved. Now, I would get involved. I'd sit down and go, hello, what are you doing, hubby? Are you enjoying yourself? And then, but it would become boring for me because he wasn't making the same effort as me. But that was opposites attract theory, that I should have been attracted to this because it was my time to be noisy. It was my time to speak, and I love talking. And I love being a leader, and I love leading the relationship, and I love being the person that is malleable. So there we go. That is it. Opposites attract, and do as I do, not as I said. 2 birds with 1 stone. Thank you. MarkRafferty.com. Check me out. Subscribe via email, social media, any way you want, and you'll give £1 per month. £1 per month to charity. Let's say the life cycle of a subscriber is 1 month, and per cycle. And 1 month, every 1 month, you will give £1 to charity for free just by being a subscriber on my blog, markrafferty.com. Thank you very much. You can also take advantage of my skills and talents, etc. on markrafferty.com. There will be advertising for my skills and talents and what I like to do. Adios, amigos, mahal kita, woaini, to Jador, ich liebe dich, I love you, and that's it. Subscribe if you wish. I hope you enjoyed that. 2 birds with 1 stone, opposites attract, and I hate my brain. I'm very, very forgetful, short-term memory. Opposites attract, and this is not good. I forget. Opposites attract, and do as I do, not as I say. Good luck. Now we've concluded opposites attract, and doing as people do, not as they say. Is it better? Let's hear what you have to say in the comments section.